Hello everyone. In today's session, we are going to understand about the magnitude of force. Magnitude of force, and it is the part of our chapter called force and pressure. Somewhere it is force and friction. Okay. So now we have to understand the magnitude of force means what. So magnitude is nothing but the value of force. Magnitude of force means nothing but the value of force. Therefore, the magnitude of force is the strength of the force, okay, which is going to act on an object. So whatever the, like suppose we have unit of force is the Newton, okay. Suppose if you are going to push particular object, okay, with the force called 1 Newton, okay, 1 Newton. So this Newton is nothing but the force. If you will increase the force, the movement of that object will be more. Okay, so we are just going to understand about the strength of force in this part. Strength of force is nothing but the magnitude or its value, and it depends upon the number of forces involved in the particular action. Okay, suppose we are, see here in diagram, as you can see, people they used to push the bus. Okay, so see here, if suppose only one person is going to push that bus, will have less force, but two person are going to push, will have again more force. If three person will push, again more force. So like will number of people will increase here, the magnitude of force will also increase. Is it or not? Is it everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So number of people will apply different kinds of force. Okay,
So
that
your
means
voice is lagging.
all the time the magnitude of
So your
force is
voice is
going to
lagging.
increase here. Okay, so now next part. Okay, when two or more forces act in the same direction, okay, suppose all the people, 1 2 3 people, they are pushing the bus and they are applying force in the same direction, then the magnitude of force will increase. Then the magnitude of force will increase. But suppose any one person is applying force in this particular direction, in opposite direction, so it, by which the magnitude of force will decrease. Okay, so when two or more forces acts on the same direction, then the magnitude of force increases. Okay, means which add, which sums, the magnitude of force will increase. But when two or more forces acts on in opposite direction, one is going to act in this direction, suppose here we have the object, and other force is going to act in this direction, so the opposing force will decrease the magnitude of force, right? Yes. So when two or more forces in opposite direction, then they decreases the force of magnitude of force. Okay, then the magnitude of resultant force on the object will be different. Okay, in the force, that means suppose we are applying 10 Newton of force in this direction and 5 Newton of force in this direction. Okay, so that less magnitude force will going to decrease that one. So the resultant force will be 10 minus 5 Newton. Okay, so the resultant force will be 5. See here. So that 10 Newton of force is going to reduce by 5 Newton, because that 5 Newton is opposing force. So we can say when force acting on opposite direction, magnitude will decrease, and if force acting, two or more force acting on the same direction, then magnitude of force will increases. Next.
Sir, means we can say that force increases, magnitude decreases, magnitude increases, force decreases.
No. If forces are in same direction.
Your voice is breaking, sir.
See, if force is acting on the same direction, beta, suppose here we have the force, and if that force are acting in the same direction, then its magnitude increases. If force are acting on opposite direction, like this, here we have the force. Yes, if see they are in the same direction, direction. Okay, so let me write here so that you will understand more precisely. When 2 or more force acts on or in same direction. In same direction. Magnitude of force. Magnitude of force increases. Very important first point. Second point, I'm writing over here. Let me erase that.
Okay, sir.
And the second point, very important, when two or more forces, when two or more force acting or acts in opposite direction,
then the force decreases.
Opposite direction, the magnitude of force means value of force. Magnitude of force decreases. I hope you understood that very important concept, everyone.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yes, beta.
Sir, if 4 persons are pushing the bus from the right side and one is pushing the bus from the left side, so we have like 4 persons, right? So they can still push the bus more than the first one.
Yes, right. Okay. Just to let's understand one more concept here in your example. See, here we have 4 persons, okay, and they apply. Suppose one person is acting 10 Newton of force on bus, so total force will be into 4. So total force will be 40 Newton, right? Is it or not?
Yes,
And
sir.
suppose that 40 Newton of force is sufficient to push the bus, then 4 person will push the bus. But suppose one more person who is going to like apply force in opposite direction, again having 10 Newton. Okay, so we have to reduce that 10 Newton from the total force, so total remaining force will be 30 Newton. And we already discussed that 40 Newton of force is sufficient to push the bus. Then after
Sir, can
one,
you once again explain Newton, sir?
okay.
Yes, so that
Newton,
Newton and that all, can you explain once again?
yes, Newton is the unit of force. Newton is the unit of force. Okay, let me explain you over here. Suppose beta, here we have any object. Any object, suppose this is the bus. Okay, this is the bus. Understood? This is the bus. Okay, and 4 person acting force in this direction. Okay, so 4 person acting 10 Newton of each. So 4 persons 10 Newton will be total force 40 Newton, right? Total force will be 40 Newton. And consider that 40 Newton of bus, the force applied on bus is sufficient to push that bus in this particular direction. Okay, but suppose one person, okay, if suppose one person is applying force in this direction, okay, then suppose that 10 Newton of force is applied by that particular person, so that force is going to cancel. Okay, like total force is 40 Newton, is it or not? Is it?
Yes,
Is
sir.
it? Yes. And one person is applying force from opposite direction, so we had to reduce that. Is it? Now we had total force 30 Newton.
30 Newton.
Yes. And we require 40 Newton of force in order to push the bus, but now we have only 30 Newton. So is bus is going to move? No, na?
No, sir.
Yes. Okay. So here we are discussing only the magnitude. See, if 4 person they are applying force in the same direction, okay, so their magnitude of total force will increase. But if person applying force from opposite direction, then magnitude is going to decrease. That we had to discuss only.
Sir, but how 4 people can push the bus in one direction? Only
Okay.
1 person can stop it. Like, how does it
See,
make sense?
total force we require of 40 Newton in order to push the bus. This is the required force to push the bus. It is just, we have taken example, because bus is also going to apply force, that friction.
Sir, Newton is the SI unit of force, sir.
Newton.
Yes, sir, Newton is the SI unit of force.
Yes.
And also, sir,
Okay. See, third point, again very important. Also, if the magnitude of force on an object changes, the effect of the force will also change. Okay. Suppose you are applying force on that particular bus. See, here 4% they are applying force on the bus, but after some time, their energy will decrease, right? They are applying force on the bus again and again continuously, and they will get tired after some time. Their energy level will decrease. Is it or not? Is it? Suppose they are applying 10 Newton of force, the initial condition, but after some time they get tired and one person will going to apply, suppose 8 Newton of force after some time. So their magnitude of force is decreasing or not here? Is it? Everyone? Aisha?
Yes, sir. It's going
Yes,
to
sir.
decrease.
Yes. So if magnitude
Sir,
of
understood.
force, yes, if the magnitude of force on applying on object is changes, then the total effective force will also change. Okay. Yeah. For example, if we if we apply a small force on inflated balloon, okay, it will be like deformed. Yes, it's for like it will going to change its shape. Okay, it will inflate, it will increase in size, but if we keep increasing the magnitude of the force, so what will happen? The force, at a certain force, the balloon will burst. Is it or not? If more air we will fill there, yes, okay. So that means like more force, or if, like less force or more force, if we are changing the direct like magnitude of force, the resultant force will decrease. Is it? Decrease or maybe increase? Maybe increase or decrease. Is it or not?
Sir, can you say the situation, sir?
Okay,
Example.
okay. So we are going to understand the situation over here. Okay. With different example, I'm just going to make you understand. Suppose here we are discussing about the same example of the bus. Okay. Same example of the bus. Okay. So again, like 4% they are applying force. Okay, and each person is going to apply 10 Newton of force. So total force will be 40 Newton for total force, okay, which is required to push the bus. Okay, but suppose one person is going to apply force from opposite direction with the 10 Newton of force. Okay, we are just taking example. One person going to apply from opposite direction. So now total force will be, so 40 minus 10, so total force will be 30. Now these 4 people will think, now we have to apply more force from our direction so that we will push the bus. Okay, suppose that after drinking glucon-D, the magnitude of each person, the force of magnitude of each person which is applying to like on bus is all increases. Suppose now one person is applying 15 Newton of force after drinking that glucon-D. I'm just taking example. Okay, so after drinking glucon-D or any energy drink, the force applied by one person is 15 Newton. So now we have 4%. So 4 into 15 will be total 60 Newton, and that will going to reduce from here 10 Newton. So now total force will be 50 Newton, and it is more than the 40. So now bus will again going to move faster. This is the situation for that. That means if we will increase the, or we can change, whether we can increase or maybe we can decrease. It is a conditional one. Maybe increase or decrease the applying force on any object.
Sir, here it has increased and decreased, sir.
Yes. Here we have given glucon-D, so their force will increase. And suppose after some time they are working again and again, but bus is not starting, so like they will get tired. So after some time, suppose they are going to apply only 8 Newton of force by only one person. So total force will be 32. Is it 32
Yes,
Newton?
sir.
Yes, and then bus will not going to move whether that person is going to apply force from opposite direction or not. Is it? So this is the situation. That means, so what is the conclusion here? If we will change the magnitude of applying force,
They both are in different directions, then we have to add them.
yes. So the conclusion is what? If we will change the magnitude of applying force, the resultant force will also change. It may be decrease, it may be decrease or increase. Is it?
So in the same situation, can you explain the balloon example?
Okay. See, we have beta.
Sir, so for example,
Yes, yes.
sir, for example, one person is pushing the door from the left side, and the one person is pushing the door from outside. What happens? Sir?
It depends on the see. If it is
Sir,
a
so it
bag,
becomes a balance, right? It's a 10-10.
yes. So it is not going to move. It is not
Yes,
going
sir.
to
It is
move.
not going to move, and the person which is more
We
stronger
will
than the
discuss.
other
We
person.
will, yes, we will discuss that in types of force, beta. Balance and unbalanced force. There we will discuss that. Okay. See, here
Okay,
we
sir.
are discussing about the balloon. Okay. Suppose here we have the normal balloon law. There is no air. Its mouth is open. Now we have filled air. Okay, we have filled air, so the balloon will going to inflate like this. Is it or not? If we will, and suppose here we have the air particle, they are going to apply force on the wall of balloon. That's why balloon is going to inflate. Is it or not? Because air particle will going to apply force on inner wall of the balloon. That's why that balloon is inflating. Is it or not? Is it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Why balloon is inflating? Because when we are filling the air, so air particle will apply force on the wall of balloon. That's why the balloon start inflating. If we are filling air continuously, again, okay, so inside the balloon there is more force will act on the wall, and that wall is not going to like withstand at that particular force, and balloon will get burst. Is it? Balloon will burst then. When we will increase the more force by filling the air inside the balloon, so air particle will apply more force. More air, more force. Less air, less force. Okay, so that wall of the balloon like cannot withstand at that particular pressure or force and will get burst. Okay, or else, so this is the first condition. Okay, suppose if we are filling the more air, so more force will going to apply here, and if we will release the air here, so again its size will reduce. Why? Because force will decrease here. So suppose this is the normal condition, and here the when force is decreases, and here when the force will increase. Now we have two conditions. Here the magnitude of force increases, so balloon will going to more inflate more, and if it is like we will release the air from the balloon, so force will decrease here because less air particle will present. Understood now with the balloon example?
Got it, sir.
Yes. So we can say here the magnitude of force which is going to apply on an object is changes, then, or that means the magnitude means the total force will also get changed. So this is all about the magnitude of force. Now I want everyone, if you have any doubt related to this topic, you can discuss now. You can ask the doubt now.